But we got to talk about this. Americans taking over the Premier League, and people are mad about it. People are like, some people. I think it was PDK that told me in the chat. No offense, Chris, and Steve McCullough, who is American as well, says I'm so offended. Like what? And by the way, what it we can't have it both ways, folks. The same way as is wrong to say that PIF shouldn't be buying any team, or that they are sports watching, or that we need to implement rules because of PIF, because of Saudi are taking over. The same way we're thinking that that's wrong and borderline xenophobic, not borderline xenophobic by literally just putting Gulf region investors or whatever.
Companies companies based in the Gulf region.
Yeah. The same way as that's xenophobic is the same thing when you say, or people say, oh, these Americans are taking over our league. Who are they to come on and buy clubs? It's the same damn thing. Why do owners have anything to do with it? UK folks, you need to get some rich people. Apparently, you ain't got none. None that give a damn about football. So I would say the vast majority are American, but what does that have to do with anything? You know. By the way, somebody mentioned that what is Sheffield United is, I believe it was Sheffield United's owners, that they're American. I think they just want to win the argument because the guy is American, but he was born in Pakistan. So we can certainly say that you can pick your poison on that one. Actually, it was not Sheffield United, Fulham's owner. His name is Shahid Rafiq Shad. People say he's one of the American owners. Come on, man. The dude born in Pakistan. He's American though, just like me, Peruvian and Pakistani. But hold on, Mighty Wayne. We're gonna put that on there. Let me see. Which I do got the list as well, but let me sort this out real quick. What are you sharing there? You sharing the owners?
That's the ownership.
All right, so you're gonna have to zoom in though. So what you got going on there, mate?
And this is the ownership. Why is that not coming over there? Why can you not see the left-hand side? Well, anyway, the color scheme here. The green is the Gulf. Orange is USA. Blue's UK. That the one you can just see the back of there. That's Greece.
Yeah.
So you've actually got now you've got things like Crystal Palace, which is a USA UK consortium. That's 74-26 in favor of the USA. Aston Villa, USA Egypt, which is kind of Gulf, but
That's both of both worlds right there, man. So
that's
that's definitely an evil club because they got Americans and golf. My God.
right. Well, that'll be an interesting power
Yeah.
play because
Or maybe they'll or,
USA are 60-40 in that one.
or maybe they'll get the best of both worlds, which is
Yeah,
get the capital from the Middle East and the good Premier League red cartel rules from the US side.
but the overall thing to look at is that Newcastle's
You can't really see column A though. I don't know if can you. Let me
move
try.
bar is not.
I'm trying to see. Oh no.
Hang on, if I put it to there, is that better?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's certainly better.
And then if we come back across, there you go. Can you see that?
Wait, we can kind of see it. I do have the list as well. But let me see. Give me sports. Which we got obviously Newcastle United are the
Well,
richest club.
what prompted us to do this was that was in the forum. Somebody
Yeah, I
put
was.
something up.
I wasn't using that one.
So I tried to find out what the source of that was and couldn't. So I thought, right, I'll do my own research, and that's what I came up with. And the figures are completely different to what's in that table, but it still shows
Hmm.
that you've got a good few, coming in, even Ipswich Town coming in with a £69 million owners. I can show you, for example, who these owners are. So that's for Ipswich. It's a company called Game Changer 20, who manage investment funds. It's an American company who manage investment funds. And then going up through them all, you can see that, for example, Man United are obviously majority is the Glazer family, but 27%
Ineos.
UK, which is what's
Yeah.
his face.
Which I still though, but the point of the matter is, why does it matter where they're from? Why is this? Why is this thought that Americans are taking over the English Premier League? What is America?
Well,
Is this
because
so?
all of these rules are being introduced to prevent those top two clubs.
Yeah, but those rules are about the clubs in particular, not because Americans have these rules that they're bringing into our sport, our league, which is not what they're just trying to do is I don't they're just trying to benefit themselves. But regardless of being American or not, you don't think that what's his name Ratcliffe wants these rules for Manchester United? You think he wants a freedom for everybody to
No,
invest
of
in?
course they don't, because they want to retain their positions.
Exactly. So I still don't get the. No, I'm not talking about you in particular. I'm talking about anybody that thinks, oh shoot, that thinks
Well,
America.
they've got 10 clubs there now already that they have the voting. Any Premiership meeting that they go to, they've got 10 in their hand straight away. So if they want
Yep.
to if they want to prevent clubs putting more in than they're prepared to put in themselves, bear in mind all of these American investors are businessmen. So they want to get as much out of the club for the least amount put into the club,
Of course.
right? So
But
they've been going along very cosily for years now, decades now, without anybody challenging them,
hmm
and they've been able to get away with spend. Look at Old Trafford falling to bits without they haven't been spending any money, and they've been raking in billions.
but
Now
if
all of a
we
sudden Abramovich comes along and he says, right, I'm not playing by your rules. I'm going to pay top dollar to the players. I'm going to pay top dollar in transfer fees, and I'm going to win the league. And he did that. And then Man City came along. So incidentally, this was when, from getting two clubs, well, originally it was one club in the Champions League, and then they said, well, this is a bit rough, this fellas. Let's lobby for two clubs in the Champions League. Then at least two of us are getting in. This was Arsenal, Man U, Liverpool, and to a lesser degree Spurs when they were the big four. So, well, that's okay. Let's get five in. Let's get four in. Sorry. So then at least one of us going to get Europa, and one will win the cup, get the cup winners' cup. And then it became four. So then all of a sudden they're now, because the competition at the top's that hot. No, well, right, we'll lobby UEFA. We'll get five in the Champions League. We'll play along by their rules, make it the best club, but we're nowhere going to be further than anybody else anyway. So by rights, last year being a big anomaly, England didn't have the highest coefficient, so we still only get four this year, but Italy get five. And so next year, you'll assume that we'll get five. But then all of a sudden, another two come along, Newcastle and Aston Villa, they say, "Whoa, hey man, we might not even get into Europe," which
But
would
you
have which would have happened with Man U, of course, if they hadn't won the cup against all odds. If Man City hadn't gone out on the piss.
but see, we this is the thing though, because everything you're talking about is right, but it's not because Americans are owning the clubs. It's because those specific teams want it to be that way.
It's because
Arsenal,
those specific teams are
or
run by American.
yeah, but you think, look, man, the Gronkies could. I'm sorry, Arsenal fans couldn't give a shit what Arsenal does as far as the club is concerned. They care about their investment and their money. It's
Yeah,
their club.
S-
It's their puppy.
Stan
They don't
Kroenke
give.
for
They
years
don't.
has got away with spending coppers.
They don't give a shit about no damn what they do with the rules and all that crap,
No,
man.
no, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
he does. As long as he's getting in the Champions League, he's happy.
yeah. So and by the way, we're talking about all these Americans owning teams and not and only caring about money and not, which to a certain extent I do agree. But I mean, Arsenal is competing for the league. Manchester United is always in the Champions League. And now is that enough for their fans?
Yeah, yeah,
Probably
yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah,
Probably
yeah.
not.
But
But the fact, but hold on
the
though.
big bucks comes from the Champions League.
Yeah, that's fine.
The
But they are in the
big
Champions League
bucks.
or in Europe
The
for the
icing
most
on the
part.
cake, the creme de la creme.
Yeah, but
And
it's
all of a sudden, they're not getting in it.
they're but yeah, but they're not. I just don't see this because they are American. All of us, it just happens to be that they're owned by American teams. But what about the other ones that not even not even in mid table?
Yeah, but they're not
What
used.
about those?
They
What
aren't
about
used. They
what
aren't
about
used to being in the Champions League.
what about Aston Villa?
They're
Do
not
they
used to being in the Champions League.
exactly? So, but you those teams, Manchester United, Arsenal, Tottenham. What about Tottenham? They don't. They're not owned by Americans. Liverpool.
No, they're just badly run.
Exactly. What about
Except they're not
Liverpool?
badly run
The only
from a business point of view. Spurs are very, very well run.
I think yeah, that's fine from the business standpoint. But what I'm saying is, I think that they are trying to stop us because of every reason you've said.
The trouble is,
However, it's
Spurs
not
were
because
tolerated. Spurs were tolerated because they never won out. They've never won out for 20 years.
yeah. But my thinking is, I think they want to implement those rules, keep those rules. That's why they did all that because simply they want to be on. They don't want another team to come out and be like a Man City. That's the reason, not because all of a sudden they were born in America and all that. No, possibly the Tottenham
No, no,
chairman.
no.
It could have been the
Right,
Tottenham
okay,
chairman
okay.
that
Let's accept that. Let's accept that.
on behalf of 10 teams was the email. All the 10 teams are the American owned.
Well, isn't it funny how there's 10 teams American owned?
Well, there you go. So it would be a specific the specific number. What about again? Let me say point. What about Ineos? What about all it just to put in we're doing the same thing that we don't like being done to us, which is because we're owned by Saudi, all of a sudden there's a stigma behind it. If we don't like that, then we shouldn't promote that on anybody else. It should be a fair ground for people to spend whatever the hell they want. They done to us, so we can't do unto them what we don't want to be done unto us. Man, that sounds like a preacher. Um, but I'm just saying. Now, if you
What
look at
I'm
the chat
saying
though,
is, it's perfectly understandable. It's
no.
self-preservation, and if you've got a situation
But so if
where
you think like that,
you've got a bunch of business guys who all presumably float around in the same high circles in America, they come together and they say, listen, how are we going to ensure that we stay at the top table? What can we do to ensure that happens? And that's what they've done. They've said, right, we'll start with the Premiership rules.
I don't think I just don't see this um
Well, you've got a vested interest because you're American.
no, not really. Well, maybe so, and maybe you have an investor interest because you're English, so we shouldn't have this conversation.
No,
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 I
I've got a
could.
vested interest because I want Newcastle to be able to compete at the top, and I want
I'm just
Saudi
saying.
Arabia to be able to
I,
put as much money as they want into
oh,
the club.
well, I got the same. I got the same idea, and just because I keep my convictions very clear, and if I found it offensive that they said we got to stop more or less these people from the Gulf region, then I can't say now we got to stop these these Yanks from taking over from because they're trying to take over our league or whatever. It's the
No.
same thing. It's the same thing.
It's
So,
perfectly understandable
well, it's perfectly understandable for Man
for
United to say,
American
I,
owners to want to introduce to the Premier League the kind of sporting, I don't know, schematic, for want of a better word, that professional sports operates under in America. And the key point about America is no promotion relegation.
that's never going to happen though. It's almost
But that's effectively what Champions League qualification is. It's kind of a promotion, right? You either make the playoffs or you don't.
yeah, but well, I mean, you could if you're reaching for it, you're gonna find something. So I guess yeah, you have a point. But to me, it's I just don't see it being substantial. To be honest, I think Arsenal are doing their thing. They have major deals. They are hypocrites because they got Emirates too.
But
Eh,
the
eh,
biggest
eh,
sponsor they've got is from the Middle East.
so but they bringing all that money, man. I
Yeah,
understand
yeah.
Champions League money
There's
is
a
not.
thing. There's a thing. Wouldn't it?
It's
Wouldn't it be great if somebody went to UAE and said, "Hey, have you seen this? The Premier League, what they're saying about Gulf region companies, and if Emirates pulled the plug on Arsenal,
but it could be, just I don't know, man. I feel like it's reaching, and we like to say, well, you know, Shahid Khan is another American. Dude is born in Pakistan, man. Let's stop
he's
playing.
lived all his life in America. You and
Well, he was born in Pakistan in Pakistanian. So you tell me.
right.
Come on, man.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Here we go, man.
We just reaching a little bit too much,
No,
man.
no, here,
We-
right. Shahid Khan, because I've done all this morning. I've been right
Dude, I
through
got
it
it pulled
all.
up right here. He was born in 1950 in Lahore, Punjab, Pakistan.
Right, and when did he come to
He's
America?
American, dude. I'm saying he's American too, but geez,
Right.
man. I mean,
This is how American he is, right?
Pakistani. Sorry, Beer Viking.
This is how American Khan is. He owns the Jacksonville Jaguars of the NFL.
He's a rich fucker.
He
He's gonna own a
owns.
million things. Tell me what Ineos owns a team in Friends, but we don't like to talk about that.
I don't mind talking about that.
Exactly, because it doesn't fit our agenda.
There's
It's not about nationality, brother. It's about it's about
oh,
right and
actually,
wrong.
he's just got one NFL team according to this.
Hey,
But
let me tell you something.
if you
Eh,
go through the rest of them, who are the owners?
hold on. They'll have their thing going. Jersey for life. Chris, you call yourself American and not born in America. I was born in Peru, so I would technically be Peruvian. However, I served the United States Army in this country. I'm a U.S. citizen obviously in this country, so I'm a goddamn American. You better fucking believe it. So there you go. GTFL shots fired, but it backfired to say the least.
I don't know.
But so you found it right there. You're in the wrong. You found something you don't want to see. A lot of these guys are not even like
No,
they
no,
got.
I'm just trying to find when I was looking this afternoon, there are I would say collectively there's about 30 professional American clubs owned by the same owners that are running the Premiership clubs.
Nobody. And by the way,
I'm not
this is
talking about Tuppence Halfpenny clubs. I'm talking about massive NFL franchises. I'm talking about massive baseball franchises and various. I mean, there's one guy. He's got the Colorado. He's got the Colorado NBA team. He's got the lacrosse team. He's got the
yeah.
he's
But
got the gaming team. He's
man.
got
That's what investors do. What is the surprise in all this? They buy shit, man,
yeah,
to get
yeah.
richer.
Because the reason NFL
Again,
ownership
we go
is
into Ineos.
so prized is because it is a license to print money. Because there's no relegation, no promotion. You're
That's not
virtually
necessarily
guaranteed
no.
the same income every year. You've
Yeah,
got the
but
draft
that
system, so you don't have to you know outbid people for the best players, all that sort of thing. So that's what they want. They come over here and they think, "Fucking hell, this is like the Wild West here. We can't do what we like. This wasn't what was
that's not.
so."
If you really think that's how people think, man, yeah, come on, man. They make their money, bro. They make their money. One way or the other, they make their money off Arsenal, and they got away with it just barely buying any players for a long time. Now they get players. Now they're Arsenal are an elite club in the world. They're fighting for titles. It's not. The Gronkies are not saying, "Oh my God, we need to change these rules because we just can't." It's a combined. Those clubs don't want a new Man City. Simple as that. And that's why they got all these rules implemented. And possibly they hate golf, the Gulf region. That how I'm assuming there's got to be something like that along those lines. It takes me a while for
Yeah,
me to say
because
something like that. But
they're used to being the big fish in the pool, and now they're not the big fish in the pool.
man, we can't. What are you talking about? They're not the big fish in the pool. Oh, as far as who can back, yeah, only Newcastle has them beat though. Only Newcastle by a long shot. Nobody
No,
talks
no,
about Sheffield United by the way.
Newcastle and Man City.
But why do they? Why didn't they implement these rules for Sheffield United? They're owned by Saudi and they have a lot of money.
Sheffield United aren't in the Prem.
Well, I mean, last season they were still talking about you
No, yeah,
know.
you're looking at the
No,
out
no,
of
no,
date table.
no. I'm not looking at the other. Regardless, they were bought by Saudi. They were in the Premier League last season. So why don't they worry about them? Because they know that Sheffield United can't do nothing. They can't attract anybody. They can't do any of that. They worry about Newcastle. And Sheffield United is owned by Saudi. So they have a lot of money. They don't have as much money as Saudi, but they still, if they were Newcastle, if we were bought by whoever bought Sheffield, we would still have a lot of money to be able to attract top players. We would still be able to do that with Sheffield United's owners. And any owner for that matter, to be honest. Even if the Gronkies were to buy us, I don't think it's illegal now, but if they were to get us, we would still be in a better position than with Mike Ashley, probably. More than likely. Actually, yes. But the fact that Saudi Arabia, the prince of Saudi Arabia, has bought the club, that just takes it to a whole nother level because it's a fact. If they let Newcastle spend, it is over for them. They're going to have a top 7 now. That's the way it's going to be. But I just don't see when I look at somebody, I look past nationality, man. I don't see this is dudes. You guys get into that stuff a lot. You guys say a lot of stuff in social media about new American fans. Is a lot of xenophobia going on there. I'm just saying, as far as Newcastle is concerned, we cannot complain about these idiots speaking
So
to us the way they do if we're gonna do the same thing.
so here we
That's all
go.
I'm saying.
Abdullah bin Musaid, Sheffield United's owner, estimated combined net worth 200 million, as opposed to 300 billion.
Yeah, no, I ain't
That
three
that that
hundred million.
he's a pimple even in Ted Bowley's.
That's fine. That's fine, but he can still get if it was Newcastle, he could still get players. He it, it would still be it wouldn't be a broke dude owning a club, man.
No, what? Well, he is a broke dude compared to the rest.
Nah, yeah, compared to us, everybody's broke.
No, no, compared to the rest of the Premiership owners.
Come on, man. It's not about the nationality, man. It's about the simple fact that they don't want another club there. Simple as that. They're not going to bring relegation or cancel relegation or eliminate relegation. Stop hallucinating. A lot of English folks, man, you guys are just
It'd be
everything is against you, man.
Sheffield United. Sheffield United would be one step, one pip above Ipswich Town. Ipswich Town owners 92 million. Sheffield United 200 million. Matthew Benham, who is Brentford's owner, comes in next, and he's 280 million. So Matthew Benham is a richer person than Sheffield United's Saudi owner.
Mm. What about Tony Bloom?
Tony Bloom
Why has
is
nobody given a shit about him?
1.3 billion.
The only time they only care about us, man. Don't you understand this? They don't care about Tony Bloom having money and bringing in, but because these clubs that like Brighton, like Sheffield United, like all these clubs. So PIF could have bought Sheffield. Do you think they would have changed the rules for Sheffield? No, they changed the rules because PIF was smart enough to buy
Yes,
a deprived
yes,
big
yes.
club in the Premier League.
They would have
That's what they
changed
would.
the rules for
No, they
Sheffield.
wouldn't have, because Sheffield is not attracting you to play for them. That's why they're not going to get nobody to
What
play for them, man.
the only thing that attracts players to play for you is money.
Yeah, that
And if
too.
you pay
But
them the salary,
but
they will come and play for you. Don't worry about that. If you
Mbappe's
are
not coming.
paying, if you are paying,
Mbappe's not coming to Sheffield, man.
if
Stop
you are
playing.
paying the selling club 20 million more than I'm paying, you're going to get the player, and
I'll
you
put
pay and you pay
my
the player more.
I will put all
But
my
he
money
didn't
on the
have the
line.
money to do it.
I'll put all my money on the line. Mbappe will never. Messi would have never played for Sheffield United. Ronaldo would have never played for Sheffield. I don't care how much money they get paid, because heritage still has a way on where players play. Let me tell you this: PIF saw a deprived big club in the Premier League, the ninth most successful club in English football. Whether you like to admit it or not, it is a fact. They bought it
Whether
and
I
they
like to
said,
admit it, I like to brag about it.
and they saw it and they were like, you know what, this is it. Don't look anywhere else. They got sent away and they were like, damn it, buy. I want to buy this club. They came back around again after they paid how much billions to the Premier League to sort that piracy out.
They paid 1 billion to be in.
They didn't give a damn because they wanted to get that deal done, because they know
Yeah.
you compare Newcastle with its history in English football, with its fans, with all of that involved in what they mean in the Premier League. On top of that, you add money to it, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. And that's why they were scared of it. The Premier League, the FA, man, more than anything. And these top clubs that didn't want any competition, any extra competition to their already
Yeah.
pyramid. So that's what it is. It's not about English, but stop dividing people, man. Love each other, hug each other. Americans, English folks, kumbaya, hanging, just grabbing hands and running amongst the fields of full of dandelions. Come on, man. Stop putting nationality into this. I'm telling you, man. That's the way it goes. And nobody's bringing no NFL rules. None of that stuff would work here anyway. It wouldn't. It just simply wouldn't. It just you just can't. People need to stop hallucinating on they're going to bring this because they got who the hell is going to pass that? Nobody. It doesn't. It's not. It doesn't just involve Premier League. People know that, right? Everybody else football below the Premier League. You can't. It affects. It's almost like
Where did Hawkeye start?
it's like somebody saying, you know what, Windsor Castle, this is my castle now. Everybody get the hell out. It can't happen. It will not happen, man. It's like you. Well, I don't know if it's you because I actually quote you a lot. I actually quote Mighty Win 100%. He just switches it as soon as I do it. But no, I think you were with me when it said that the UK government could take the royals' heritage as far as their houses, castles, and stuff like that, and or but I was like, that's nonsense. It belongs to them. You just can't do it, man. You just can't do it. No relegation. Oh my God, no relegation. It just got shut the hell up, man. There's nobody's gonna put no relegation in the Premier League. It would be boring to watch. Nobody will watch it.
Ball
We're trying
lane
to.
tech, ball lane technology,
What is wrong with that?
VAR.
What is wrong? No, VAR is FIFA, man. Get out of here.
Where did it? Where was
V,
VAR first seen?
VAR is FIFA. VAR is FIFA, man.
Where was VAR first seen? Where was ball lane technology first seen?
Hold on.
Notice the
Colton.
way they're doing the clock now. By the way, I'm all in favour of a stop clock. That's
But
a whole different show.
Colin Connor, adverts every 5 minutes. Are you getting adverts every 5 minutes? Let me know, man, because we're trying to sort that out. I don't know if that's what you're saying.
Unless I
Uh,
think you might be on about that in American sport.
oh, Cards Gaming right here talking about rugby. I don't know what you're meaning really, but I'm sure they have different rules. It's a UK sport, and I'm sure they have timeouts. Like it's kind of similar to football. It's kind of similar. I know people will say no, it's a grown man's game. No, well, whatever. Regardless, so it's a different sport, man. And sometimes new things are for the
Connor
better.
there saying tennis. He's on because I said where did Hawkeye start tennis? Yeah, it did.
Lieutenant.
It was trialed at Wimbledon without ever being used. The technology was trialed. It was first used in the U.S. Open.
But
And
I think that
when they'd done it for a couple of years, that it came to Wimbledon.
I think VAR it's a tough one. Um,
I love VAR.
but
I
but
fucking
you
love it.
can't say you love it if you're talking about
No, no. I think if we're
These
gonna, if
Americans.
no, no, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with American sport.
But yeah, but you're saying these Americans are taking over English football now. So
No, what I'm saying is, I would love the American VAR system to be introduced here, where a team coach has two challenges.
that yeah, well,
I would love
but
that to be
you're gonna
introduced
have
here.
people saying, but you're gonna have people saying, "No, this is American, man." That's
And
blah,
then,
blah.
if the referee is then proven to be wrong subsequently, and one of the coaches hasn't challenged it, that's their fault. Whoa, what if you think it was so bad and so obvious, why didn't you challenge it?
Let me tell you something, man. I think this whole topic, and this will continue. You guys don't get over it, man. And you guys need to get over it, Mighty Win.
Get over what?
You know what, man. You got all of you guys in the chat. You know what you need to get over, man. 249
249.
249 years ago. You took a loss, man, and you can't get over it, man. Anything American, you just say, it's you're still butthurt
You
about that
can't,
one, man.
you can't even do your sums, or you don't know your American history.
Well, it actually started in April 19th, 1775, the Independence Revolution. So,
Right.
thank you very much. I'm a hundred. I'm a well.
Independence,
The
1776.
American Revolutionary started. It started in 75. We started
1776.
75. That's where it started. April 1975. I did my
Independence,
I-
76.
yeah, but we started beating your ass in 76, 75. You almost had us though, but you had a numpty king. Um, come on, man. You come on, Chris. You're our ancestors. We are cousins. Yeah, man. We had to fix that English language because you guys had all fucked up, man.
Well, you get on
Yeah.
your sidewalk.
You, thy, thee, and talking like Bridgerton over here, man. Come on. Talk proper. Come on, guys. Let's go play soccer. Mighty Win, smile, man. What's wrong with you? Smile, brother. Hell's actually that was won in 1815 by the Brits. Know your own history, Chris. That was a crap attempt. No, hey, you guys didn't come back around. I tell you what, you got in that ship, made a U-turn, right back to your little island, man. Um,
In 1840, I took a little trip down the Mississippi.
no, listen. I look. I some rules I don't. I don't like certain technology. I don't. And to be honest, VAR has me on the edge sometimes because I'm like, especially when it's not implemented. And that's the problem. We try to perfect the game.
So,
That's
and
not.
that's what the challenge gets rid of that.
Yeah, but
Because if it's not implemented, for a start, it stops how many times the game's stopped.
hey, this is
And
amazing. Michael Coyle says, not sure if this helps, but I'm logged into YouTube and haven't had an advert yet, which we did fix that, but I've never seen you, Michael Coyle. So welcome, mate. I did have a Coyle friend in
no,
the army.
I think probably the 5 second advert thing was
Well,
reference to American sport, where they keep on.
I did have Chloe Coyle used to be her name, a private. She was in my platoon. Hope you're doing well. I think she got married and everything. But yeah, back in the day when I was in the army, man, Jordy 2 for life, don't play with me. I'm American 100% of the time. 100%, baby. American. I got my blue passport to prove it, baby. With the American flag inside of it. But no, certain rules don't make sense. It don't make sense. But look, we're trying to people need to understand this when they implement rules. This is an imperfect game, and that's what made it the most popular sport currently the best, most popular sport in the history of civilization because it's imperfect. And when they try to perfect it with VAR, sometimes they apply the rules, sometimes they don't. You know why? Because it's run by humans, and every time you run it by humans, mistakes will happen. Room for conspiracy will be there, and that's why I think the goal line with the ball, you can't get it's in or out. It's a fact. So I'm all for that. The eye thing that you were talking about, that is tough because sometimes they draw the line a little bit cricket, and they try to tell you, well, perspective, my ass, man. What the hell is that? If a line, the stripes on the pitch, if they're straight, the offside line should be parallel to that, not fixed to whatever they want to show. So again, humans running the game from the computers, it just sometimes it doesn't work, man. It doesn't work like that. But but the people were mentioning. We can go to some star comments here that people were bringing up. Um, Somebody was saying about the half. Oh, hell, Cesar, Chris, do you not find it interesting that the FA want to introduce American style halftime interviews? I would like to know where that random idea came from. But there's a thing here. How do you know that American? To me, that's what they try to think about it. American owners have billion people working for them. They have to worry about their business, and they're going to be like, you know what? Let me bother the FA. Tell them I want these American rules on there. They could give a shit about it, man. Or the problem is
I
within
think
the
you're
FA.
very naive if you think that.
No, 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 no. Or it could be the FA that's saying, or you could also say the American guys want to make money at halftime, more money, whatever. Or you can also say the English guys want to make money at halftime and put interviews and put it, whatever they do in American sports sometimes, you know. But putting nationality makes no sense. You either like the rule or you don't like the rule, or like the change or you don't like the change. Halftime interviews, I mean, and they do it in basketball for 30 seconds, man. It's not going to affect anybody. Would fans not like to hear Eddie Howe at halftime say, when we're having a commentary and you don't know what the hell he's trying to do? Wouldn't it be nice to hear Eddie Howe say, you know what? Yeah, we're trying to do this. We're being defensive. We're trying to be more proactive. We got to kick it to our wings. 30 seconds is up. Let's go. How is that hurting the game? If that were to come about, tell me, Mighty Win. You were as old as those Leisure Park buildings. So tell me, how is that a
Well,
bad thing?
I think it'd be a total waste of time. Do you think Eddie's going to turn around, or any manager's going to turn around and say, "Oh well, what we're doing's not working. So what I'm going to do in
Because
the
you
second half is
no,
this,
but
that,
he
and
but they don't do that though. Well, but it doesn't really. To be honest, it doesn't even make a difference. It just doesn't matter to me. So that's why I don't care for it. But whoever's trying to implement it, I don't know. I don't know what the reason behind it would be. They say they need to do something to where they put like commercials in every. They're trying to. This is what they said. So there's a lot of games in the game. There's a lot of games in the year. So to help that out, they would pause the game every so every so often, and
I would
be,
have
they-
thought that they would
because they're
have a
trying
stop
to
clock.
help the player get rest. But what they would do is just throw in an advert right there, and so I think that would be bollocks. I think that would be shit. You can't do that. You can't do that on football. That's why certain rules don't will never work on this game. That's a beautiful game because it's imperfect.
A
That's what.
60-minute stop clock would work.
But see, right there, you have an English twat telling you what he wants to do. 60 minutes on that. So get on to him, Jordan 2 for life. Tell him how he is American now. Or he's not American. So it doesn't matter. It's not about nationality, man. It's about the people trying to implement these numpty rules. You want 60 minutes for what?
30 minutes ball in play each half. So
Wait, what?
when the ball goes dead, the clock stops.
Oh, so well, I don't have an issue with that because that would stop
Stops all the time wasting,
it stops all the
everything
time wasting.
about it, everything to do
But
with it.
there's but you tell me
Right now, we're getting about for the last 15 years now. Ball in play time in Premier League matches varies between the lowest ever, which was 53, and the highest ever, which was 60.5 minutes. That's what we are getting for 90 minutes. That's what we are getting ball in play right now.
Yeah.
And I just think if you let's have a stop clock. The ball goes dead, clock stops, and it doesn't start again until the throw-in's taken, the free kick's taken, whatever.
Yeah.
And all the crowd can all see it.
Well, George for right there. Win change is not always for the best. Keep football the way it's bad. Over 200 years, behave yourself. Win exactly.
No,
So
no, 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 no. I'm a
what you know,
firm.
some rules might be like again.
Listen, we've been going to do a special on this. So any Geordie tune for
Uh,
life, I'll take you. You get yourself on here, and me and you
you
will have a
man.
debate about what you think's wrong with the idea of a 60-minute stop clock, 30 minutes each off.
Nah, now all of that, I'm not even understanding. Just simple, man. If the ball goes out of bounds, just if it's substantial, not just for a throw-in, unless the dude is taking a long time or something,
It
like
was
for
the
an
East
injury,
India Tea Company, Stephen.
then you stop the clock. If somebody goes down injured, put the pause button right there, man. It's not even. Why does it have to be an American thing? It just pause the damn. It will actually help the teams that are trying to play and not waste time. Now, granted, if we're winning and trying to waste time, then it won't work for us. But
Tangy Vivid there saying 60 minutes too low, make a 90-minute stop clock. How about that?
well, there you
Well,
go.
well, well, except that we know if it was 90 minutes ball in play, the games would take hour and a half, another 45, 2 hours, 15 minutes. If you're happy with that, I'm happy to go with 90 minutes ball in play. You'd see the players getting knackered an awful lot more. We are
uh,
knackered.
boy, we haven't used the soundboard in a minute, man. We got to use that.
Love it. Who's the twat?
Banani.
There you go. We haven't used the soundboard. But look, anyways, we had a great discussion, great banter, great conversations. That's what we're here for. Just basically in a virtual pub, having a conversation of all things football and especially Newcastle United related. But it is what it is. We'll definitely have to have a special on new rules and VAR and all that stuff. But Beer Bike and Callum Wilson couldn't do 90 minutes in play. His legs would be jelly. He will definitely take the break. But come on, man.
Nobody could do 90 minutes.
All right. Let me just sift over the comments right there. James Cuff says the Leases Park buildings aren't that old, are they, Chris? When I was comparing them to you. There you go. Foxy, let's be honest. We are already hearing American owners say some Premier League games should be played in the U.S., which is pretty outrageous in itself. What's next? All-Star game, American shootouts, Super League. Well, the Super League is not American, man. You got Florentino Perez in charge of the greatest club in the history of football, wanting and leading that with the other biggest club in the world, Barcelona. Juventus, the biggest entities in football heritage, are wanting this.
Yeah.
So
And
this
you know
American
why? And you know why they want it?
because they don't want little teams like to compete, or they don't want to go to Latvia to play a Champions League game with what to them is a worthless team that makes them money and not you really, because you're
Yeah,
going to
but
Latvia really play.
they want it because in their own domestic league, they ain't got no competition, and they
Man,
ain't got the drawing power for the world. You know,
you have dropped the ball on that one, man.
well,
Real
how
Real Madrid will
whoa,
play
whoa, whoa, whoa,
anywhere
whoa.
in the world.
Forget about Real Madrid. I'm saying the reason Real Madrid want the Super League is because they can't make enough money in La Liga because nobody wants to watch La
They
Liga.
make it. You don't want to watch La Liga, not the rest of the world. Hispanic countries, Latin American countries watch La Liga. That's all they watch.
By comparison to the Premier League,
They make a lot of money, man. The Super League. What? So why do Premier League teams want to join the Super League? The Super League then?
because
Why?
by joining the Super League, they preserve their status.
Come on, man. But you're making this, those leagues are worthless, but the Premier League is. So why do those teams
Well,
want to
the,
leave?
the, the,
It
the
makes no sense.
TV rates prove that.
Yeah, that's they get their money, bro. Don't worry. They get their money. Um, and so we'll go to comments. But then he's saying, Foxy, about the games in the United States. I don't agree with that. I think that's stupid. Makes no sense, to be honest. But the FA wants to do that. The London mayor, whatever his name is, he came out and said, I think it would be a good idea. The mighty win, who is as old as dirt, he wants that. And he doesn't only want the mighty win, doesn't only want America games to be played in America. He wants a Premier League game to be played all over the world. All over the world. The mighty win. So stop Americanizing everything, man. Literally. That's my answer to your stop
4
Americanizing.
La Liga.
It's
La Liga TV rates. A 5-year deal for 4.95, less than 5 million euros.
mate, Real Madrid doesn't get
5
paid anything.
billion, 5 billion euros, sorry. That's a
Exactly.
5-year deal. So that's €1 billion a year. The Premiership gets 5 billion euros a year. Well, it gets 6.5, £5 billion a year.
So what's the difference?
Well, we get as much in 1 year as they're getting 5 years.
But that's not the reason why they. I'm sure it
So
could be money.
we pay
It
our
can't be
we pay the relegated club 100 million a year from the TV rates.
NTTV. He isn't British. The London mayor, he hates Britain. Well, yeah, that's another topic for another show. But to the point is, it's not that Americans are crawling in and telling, let's change the rules. No, you guys are doing it, and you guys will have to take on it. And because it makes the FA money, by the way, that's what people care about. The money, man. It's not about.
It's all about the money.
It's all about the money. It's not about American English. Indian. It's about the money. And the Premier League will. Why do they come here to do the Premier League
Well, it
mornings?
is
Which is great, by the way.
when the USA cartel
Oh my
can
God!
can think if they think they could get together and prevent their little cozy shop being overturned by these upstarts from the Gulf region. That's exactly what it's about.
They just need. Well, you know what they need to do? They need to let Saudi Arabia clubs come in here and play the Champions League that they wanted to last season. They get all the money in the world. That's what they. That's what they said. Those teams, let them play in the Champions League, become elite with their so-called elite players that they get
Yeah, well,
every time.
I would do that, but I would say that you don't do both. You don't play
You
in the
can't do, but you can't do that,
you
man.
don't play in the Premier League and in Super
Mighty
League.
Win it.
You can
Mighty Win
take
is a
your
woke.
pick.
Mighty Win is a woke football fan, man. I'm telling you, he wants all changes. He wants this. He wants the Saudi to play here. He wants just, just don't. Can't stand it, man. How can you want those many changes? You want American English teams to go up play in China, in Australia, in America
Go and
for
do what
one.
you want.
You said that.
Huh?
For one game.
Go do it, but you don't play in the Prem.
Yeah, but you said a Premier League match day should be played.
I wouldn't be averse to match day 39 with the game played overseas somewhere. I wouldn't be against that at all.
Yeah, and Tangy baby, you're right. They don't like us. They don't like us because now I could agree with that. That they don't like us because of political thing or a race thing. I'm very careful when I talk about race because I don't think anything is racial as people tend to make it these times. But it's written right there on the email. If it comes from the Gulf, we don't want it. So you can say it is xenophobic, and they don't want Saudi. That's why. But they also nobody talks about Sheffield United. They talk about Newcastle because they know Newcastle has the potential to be a beast. That's why
Sheffield
as
United's a
well.
pygmy.